And now let us also take a look at the demands which were made by the Pakistan Cricket Board during the meeting which was held in Lahore with the International Cricket Council. Remember, Bangladesh Cricket Board was also a part of this meeting. So the first demand which was made by the Pakistan Cricket Board was to hold India-Pakistan bilaterals. Remember, India-Pakistan bilaterals have been halted. They don't happen. And this was one of the demands that were made by the Pakistan Cricket Board, that there must be India-Pakistan bilaterals. But this was rejected by the ICC, saying that this does not come in ICC's domain, and it is in fact decided by the country boards, which is the BCCI and the PCB in this case. So BCCI will be taking the call, the PCB will be taking a call whether there should be bilaterals or not. It is not in ICC's domain, and that is why the ICC rejected this demand. Now, the second demand which the Pakistan Cricket Board made was to hold India, Pakistan, Bangladesh trilaterals, tri-series. This was also one of the demands that were made by Pakistan in the meeting with the ICC. Now, this was also rejected by the ICC, mentioning the same thing, that it is not in ICC's domain. In fact, individual cricket boards of these countries are responsible for holding the tri-series, same as the bilateral series. Now, the third demand that was made by Pakistan is that India must tour Bangladesh. So India's tour of Bangladesh, this was also one of the demands that was made by the Pakistan Cricket Board, and this was also rejected by the ICC. But remember, as my colleague Nikhil was mentioning, that these demands are as per sources. This has not yet been confirmed if these were raised by Pakistan Cricket Board in the meeting with the ICC. So these are the demands that we're learning as per sources, which were raised by the Pakistan Cricket Board but were rejected by the ICC. And my colleague Nikhil Nas continues to stay with us. Nikhil, Pakistan Cricket Board and the Pakistan government continues to say that whatever they did was only for Bangladesh, and they still stand shoulder to shoulder with Bangladesh.
Anjali, that we don't know if it is the entire truth or not. Of course, I'm just going to go by what the official statements are out, and we've heard from all the three parties. And as of now, whether it's the ICC, the Bangladesh Cricket Board, or the Pakistan Cricket Board, all have only spoken about the issue of Bangladesh at hand. However, that would not mean that other things may not have been raised in the meeting. There is a possibility that, of course, Pakistan may have tried to bargain for things for themselves as well. Once those things are not approved, then it's not necessary that they come out in the statement. So I'm saying the fact that they're not out officially in the statement wouldn't necessarily mean that Pakistan did not hanker for certain things for themselves as well. I think when it comes to bilaterals, whether they did ask for that or not still remains to be seen. But I would be very surprised if Pakistan did ask for that, then they went to the wrong forum, because as you were just explaining, ICC does not decide whether two countries should continue to play bilaterals. It is something that has to be decided between the BCCI and PCB. And secondly, the kind of noises that we've been hearing from Pakistan, where they've said, okay, if India doesn't want to play us, we don't want to play them either. If that is really their stance, then why would they now be requesting for a bilateral series versus India? That is surprising. However, I think the technicality here could be that maybe it was not a bilateral series. What I've been made to understand, maybe they were asking that there is a WTC cycle, World Test Championship, where most countries play against each other, and then the Test Champion of the world is announced. On that, there is no India-Pakistan game. So maybe the PCB did put forward this particular thing in front of the ICC, that if all other countries play and you decide the World Test Champion, how come there is no series between India and Pakistan, which, as you just reported, ICC said that this is not something that we can look at. The two other demands that they are asking for, the Bangladesh tour, once again, it is up to those two bilateral countries to be taking a call on that. It is not something that can be decided by the ICC. So clearly, the demands, they were addressing it to the wrong panel, and that is why the ICC has turned it down. But as I said, in all of this, no matter what Pakistan says or Bangladesh says. At the end of the day, the fact of the matter is that whichever way you put it, it is a U-turn by Pakistan, because the Prime Minister, not only did the government put it out on their official handle, he also announced it in the assembly, saying, no question, we are not playing, come hell or high water, we're not playing India in this World Cup. For them to have turned around
Absolutely.
and now put it because Bangladesh's demands were met and to things like that, I think it's a bit of face saving. Eventually, you'd have to complement the ICC. What is ICC's role? It's a neutral body, right? To ensure that all countries stay together, the cricketing ecosystem stays together. And I think they've managed to pull that deal off. So credit where credit is due.
Absolutely, Nikhil. The ICC has been able to do its job, and Pakistan has eventually made this U-turn.